Hello everyone, it's Stefano Mosconi from Black Belt Consulting. For anyone who doesn't know me, I've been living and working in Finland for about 20 years, doing all kinds of things, and I'm here joined by Sameli and Mäenpää, co-founder of Black Belt Consulting with me. And Sameli, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, 20 years in banking industry, banking and finance, you could say. I've been an expert, I've been a project leader, I've been a general manager in different kind of disciplines. So that's basically the background which I have utilized in creating a consultancy company now as latest thing.
Cool. So we start today the first recording of this podcast, which we have dubbed Shift Happens. What's behind the title?
Yeah, so I think IT industry has been shifting to the next paradigm all the time, and basically right now it's hard to say that how many paradigm shifts we have seen, but you could see a restart right now. You can see a restart, of course, from the technology point of view. I mean, AI has been hype, now it's more than hype. That's one restart, but you could also see from the market point of view a restart. I mean, right now we are looking into a situation where the investment in IT field, even though everything is digitalizing, everything is AI, still we are seeing almost like historically low investment in the market for IT industry, and that's really a shift as well. And it's a shift to something, and we can now maybe discuss a bit what kind of shift it really is.
Absolutely, we'll do that for sure in this episode. So, but before we go forward, I want to focus your attention on our socks, and let's see who has the best socks. I have clouds, and
yes.
Sameli has
Christmas socks, it seems.
Christmas socks.
I didn't prepare really for this.
For the record, today it's 8th of September, far away from Christmas. That tells a lot about how Sameli approaches life.
Yeah, a lot in the future.
Yes.
So that's my explanation
very
for it.
strategic perspective, I would say. Absolutely.
Well, Christmas, it may be a tactical, but I'm thinking about Christmas 2026, so then I can say that I'm strategic.
Okay,
so
fair enough.
That's okay.
Fair enough. But yeah, let's go and talk about the shift and what's happening in the market. I was reading this morning a very good article from Harri Sieppi. Hi, Harri, founder of Witted, and he was basically analyzing the market situation, seeing how he has seen in 2022 the market peaking of IT consulting here in Finland, and how that market now has gone down and down every year ever since, now probably at about 1/4 of what it was in 2022. And he's done a very good analysis of the reasons and what it would take. I'm not going to go into details on that side, but of course there is a mix of market issues, of geopolitical issues, tariffs, and COVID ending, so lots of things. And he also says, or posits what he thinks should happen to restart. And in that article, he mentions that we need to be essentially more brave, and we need to really push for investments in this market, because that's how we kickstart a new cycle, or as you said already, a new paradigm again. Yeah. We have, of course, our own perspective at Black Belt Consulting, and we will go into the reasons why we have started the company and how we believe that we should work. But on that note, what do you think is needed to actually restart?
Well, I think it's actually a multi factor question, but I think I always want to think about the magnitude first and the market situation. So you already mentioned, I think, like Harri said, that it's like one quarter right now. But when we think about the long-time average, it's not that dark. I mean, the positive note is only 50% from the long-time average.
That's so positive.
That's so positive.
You are so good in setting the framing.
So that's where we are. But at its worst, it's been like 1/4 of the long-time average, which is 1/8 of the hype of 2022.
Yeah. So what caused the hype in 2022? Do we remember that?
Yes, I think according at least to some studies that I've read, it was because basically COVID was ending and there were pretty much no investment during that time. and that was like the ketchup bottle effect, that it just opened and everyone was buying. And the more you are buying, the next guy is buying, you're buying even more. So it was kind of a cycle where everyone went along with the crowd.
I think Harry had it very nice in the article, said that every developer looked like a rock star.
Yes.
Which was actually true. I mean, buying consultancy or even hiring internally was impossible. I remember it was frankly impossible to hire internally because the salaries were so much inflated that you just couldn't afford. So it was sometimes even less expensive to hire a consultant than hire internally. That was the peak of the bubble, let's call it the COVID bubble back then. But then what happened?
I think what happened was that companies started to look at their IT spend. I was actually one of those buyers back then, looking at the IT spend.
Not a very good buyer, by the
way. So basically, I was thinking that, okay, I mean, we have been buying consultants here and there. I mean, from everywhere really, and looking at the IT spend, something had to be done, and that's basically, I mean, you don't start from the internals normally. I mean, you start from the consultants, and you start to cut down, and then you might do some internalization. I mean, because you couldn't kind of hire internals back then, 2022, 21, then at that point of time you could, because everyone was doing the cutting at the same time. So there was a lot of free talent, and basically that was a possibility for in-house companies, product companies to start hiring. And I think when everyone starts the same process, it's again like a cycle. This time it's like a vicious cycle for the consultancy companies. The previous one, 2021, 22, was like a positive cycle for the consultancy companies. But this is how the market behaves. I mean, it's stock market. I mean, if you look at the stock market, it's exactly the same. I mean, it's basically how much demand there is and how much supply there is, and the difference. So I think that's what explains the shift.
So
or the shit.
The shit as well. So you see all of this in 2023, the situation gets worse, and you have this fantastic idea to start a new consulting company. Yes. What the hell?
Yeah, it was the worst possible moment, because that was the time when the market was 25% of the long-time average, and believe me, I was really thinking if this is a good idea.
I remember I was with you at that time, and you even convinced me. I don't know how you did it, but
I think when we discussed it, it was more like if we can do it right now,
I think
and we believe that we could, then how well would we do when the market is normal? I mean, even on the 100%, let alone if it would be like 200%.
And we're still waiting that the market will become normal again. Right?
Yeah, definitely. But I think there are companies like us who have succeeded to build something within this market, and going from like 0 to more than 50 people in the company. I mean, we've done okay. I think there are others who have done okay. And there must be something that we are offering that the market needs. And I think that's the shift that is kind of answering your first question that you asked a few minutes ago, that there is a shift to something, and I think it's more value. I mean, it's always more value. It's just that how do you create the value? It's easy to say that, okay, let's create more value. Let's be customer-centric. But how are you customer-centric? How do you create more value? And I think that there are obviously few things. I mean, customers are not anymore looking for pair of hands. I mean, they are looking for someone, a partner, and people who can solve real business problems. Something that they cannot solve with what they have in house. I mean, if they could, they wouldn't need consultants.
Sure.
And I think there you need seniority. You need really like a T profile who is like who has done this, been there, and done that. Has been in the previous shifts as well, and kind of understand
a lot of shifts.
has seen a lot of shifts, and basically can bring that experience, and not only sort of provide some value that they can do with their own hands, but actually lift the whole team, even a broader context. And I think that's really what customers are looking for right now when they buy consultants, because they are really selective. And you might not even win a deal with like something that would have won 100% of the deals in 2022 or 21.
Yeah. But I think, I mean, one thing which I've been in this industry for 20 years as well. I've been a buyer as well. I've sold people and myself as well. And one thing which always struck me is that we are still stuck with the billing hour right? So we still build hours. We as well, by the way, build hours. So that hasn't changed. So are you basically saying that because everybody is building hours and selling hours, then what has to change is the quality of that hour? Because in the end of the day, you still are going to get or to pay for the same hours. So you need to get someone who cannot just do what you say, which of course we're very happy to do, but also challenge your ideas, challenge your preconceptions, and help you evolve not just the task at hand, but the whole team, if not the whole organization.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And the other alternative that you didn't mention, and which is not like the most positive thing to discuss, is the hourly price. So what has happened in the market is that the hourly price has dunked basically.
True.
And
so not just 25% or 50%, but also lower price. By the way, Harry also mentioned that in the article. He said that he has seen deals going at 50 euros per hour. 50 euros per hour, it's, if you don't know this industry, dirty cheap, very dirty cheap. You cannot make any business with that money.
Absolutely.
It's no profits. You cannot pay the salaries. It's just a lose-lose situation. And what happens in the end is that if you sell a consultant at 50 euros per hour, that consultant will very soon understand that he's not getting enough money for himself and then leave the company. So what happens is there is a race to the bottom. If you sell a deal at 50 euros per hour, you will get the lowest possible quality, just because that's how the market works.
Yeah, and basically you are in a survival mode.
Yeah.
The companies who sell with 50 or even 60 or let's say 70, I mean, you are in a survival mode. You try to sort of survive until the market gets better.
Yeah.
And the question in the market, the burning question that everyone sort of guesses every day is that which is the next company who kind of starts the layoffs in the consultancy business, because with this kind of prices, you are in a survival mode. You cannot survive so long, basically.
Yeah.
But how long?
Let's turn to the positive side of the podcast. Now it's been gloomy and dark. Outside there is no sun. It's foggy. Helsinki today, it's a very, very weird place, I have to say, from a weather perspective. Let's turn to the positive note. Let's bring back some sun into this discussion.
Yeah, you are from Rome, so you could bring Rome. It from there.
Oh,
they have plenty.
How do we get to, at least what can we do as an IT consulting company and the community of consulting companies that is around us? How can we help this situation? Can we even do anything to change this?
I think the question is broader. So can we, as consultancies, do something? I think that's limited. I mean, we can obviously promote investments and we can discuss it, but I think it's a broader thing. And I think if we talk about the Finnish market, in the Finnish market, I mean, we are right now paying dividends more than our competitor or sort of maybe peer countries are doing. If we look at Sweden, the difference is big. I mean, we are paying much more dividends. If we think about US, we are paying huge amount of more dividends when we talk about percentage-wise.
What do you mean about paying dividends? Just so that everybody understands.
So when we look at profits of the companies, so basically the leadership have two different alternatives. They invest or they pay out the profits to the shareholders.
Exactly.
And in Finland, the leadership in different companies have decided pretty much to pay it out as dividends.
So it's good to be a shareholder in Finland.
If you value dividends in your investment portfolio, I mean, there are different kind of investment.
So short-term shareholder.
Yeah, short-term shareholder
Yes.
value. Yes, exactly. But that also tells to me that we lack a bit of. I mean, we need to be more brave, basically.
Yeah.
We need to be more brave in the market to invest, because other companies in other countries are investing more. I mean, they are paying less dividends percentage-wise. They are investing more, and that kind of scares me as a Finn. I mean, I think we need to think about why do we do this. I mean, we need to have a vision in all country that is so compelling that the shareholders don't even dream about getting dividends out, but rather say that don't give us dividends, invest. I mean, you know what you are doing. This is going to bring more returns on the investment if you invest rather than pay out dividends. And
so
I think
what would be your dream in that?
my dream would be definitely that we would be somewhere on the same level as the US would be, where they pay only like 2 point something percentage of the profits as dividends, compared to Finland, where it's like 3 times more. So I think it's really a big question for the market. I mean, I don't have a solution obviously for that. I mean, it's like beyond me, but I can just observe that this is the situation and something needs to happen. That something is always so popular, and somebody is always the most popular name in this kind of discussion, that somebody needs to do something.
And where would you like these dividends which have been kept in the company to be invested? Where do you think it's worthwhile to do investments?
So I think now, again, shift happens. So
Shift happens all the time.
All the time. It happens every day, every night. So I think in every company, the leadership, and I think people, I mean, it's not only about leadership, it's about people being brave to say that this is, according to their expertise, this is what they should do. Yeah. And I think at that point of time, this is the only solution. I mean, we need to be more brave. We need to look into the opportunities in the market. I mean, technology is one of those opportunities. I think it is probably the biggest source of opportunities, to be honest. I'm not just saying because I'm in the field of technology. I really believe so. And obviously then what makes sense in different companies depends. I mean, some companies, they should renew how they do sales. I mean, sales has been also shifting. I mean, how they do marketing. I mean, AI is taking over marketing really. I mean, looking into changing stuff there, and obviously in the core processes. I mean, I think the old-fashioned way of looking at core processes is a monolithic kind of back-end system. But right now, I think there are opportunities to actually think different, embed different technologies into the process, and maybe use for tools like generative AI in places where it actually fits. I mean, I'm not saying that it's a one-size-fits-all tool. It's definitely not that, and we will probably talk about that.
We will talk about AI
in another podcast.
Absolutely,
but I think it's one tool in the toolbox, and definitely utilizing the right tools for the right task is where the investment should go. It's hard to say sort of generally that one should do this or that in the market, because every company is different, every market is different, every industry is different. So what makes sense in that context is basically what the leadership and the people in that company are responsible to kind of get and create a compelling vision where the shareholders again think that, okay, you got it under control. I mean, just invest, and there will be much more returns that way.
Yeah. So we are both entrepreneurs, so I guess this is kind of the how to say, liberal view of the markets, and but we do care, of course, also a lot about our employees, and
yes.
and we employ a slightly different how to say, rewarding model than many others, and I think it's worthwhile to mention that we believe we can at the same time grow as a company. So, you know, as a shareholder of the company, of course, I myself am interested in the company to grow, but at the same time, the employees would also benefit of that growth. So, can you explain a bit our listeners how we go about it?
Yeah. So the whole model, the operating model that we have, or business model that we have, is basically I call it social capitalism,
which I love. Yeah, I think we came up with the term around a glass of wine or something.
Yeah, something like that. So we are in Hakaniemi, and Hakaniemi is kind of famous for the center of socialism in Helsinki, you could say. And I actually do really share many of the values of socialism, honestly. I mean, obviously, on the other hand, I'm a capitalist as well.
Have you heard that? just for the record.
No, but I think the basic values are something that I really share. I mean, I care about people, like you said, and I do care about also justice, social justice.
Yeah.
And I think when it comes to black belts, and the basic model that we have is that we create social justice not only by saying that you are worth a lot. I mean, you are a good guy, and you are so much valued. It's not only that.
I feel so proud.
Yeah, exactly. Especially how I said it now. I really meant it.
You really meant it. Yeah. It looked like you meant it for a moment.
Yes. So I think it's more than that. So it needs to be visible also in the reward. And I think if you go beyond the market normal rate of rewards, you need to have risk. Yeah. I mean, I've been in the banking for 20 years, and banking is all about risk and reward. It's actually not much more. It's risk management, really, in the core. And I think what really makes a difference here is that we basically pay much more to the developers that we have, architects that we have, but they also carry some risk. They are all entrepreneurs in a sense. Yeah. They own pretty much 80% of the company. 80% of the revenues will be used for compensation. So in that sense, everyone is benefiting if the company is growing. If the company is not growing, or at least if it's not profitable, everyone is kind of suffering. And that's the kind of model where we combine capitalism and socialism. It's not that only few will benefit of the growth and profits. Everyone will benefit from the growth and the profits, but they will also carry risk.
That was, I think, the moment when in 2023, agreed to join this journey with you, and I'm saying it, from my heart, because I thought that was a very good mission in a way. I myself have been in the industry, as I said already. I've been buying and selling services, and always felt that there was a gigantic imbalance in the way how profits were shared, and I thought that this model was something closer also to my own ethics and values. I do care, of course, about justice as well, and about transparency.
And that was, I mean, we have kind of known for a long time, but that was also one of the reasons why I think I wanted to talk with you about this, because I think you could be easily HR. Well, easy to convince. No, that was not exactly what I was going to say, but yeah, I think you could be a chief HR officer as easy as the CTO. So I think that's a good combination, because in this kind of company that we are creating and have created, that's the kind of mindset people need to have. So you need to have sort of the kind of HR mindset, but also the technology mindset, and combining those two, that's really the trick in this company.
Technology with a human touch, essentially.
Yeah. That's what you're saying. Well said. Exactly.
Thank you. Right. So we have covered a lot of ground. I think that we will leave the AI question and topic for another time. Otherwise, we overload people listening. I believe that we have given some sort of perspective, or at least our own perspective, on what we think the market is, the market needs, and how it can grow again. We have put in a short ad about black belts, just to let you know how we operate. Black Belt is sponsoring this podcast, so I'm paying and Sameli is paying for it. And I hope that this has been something valuable for all of you, and the content that we have created will inspire some discussion. So if you have any ideas or feedback or questions, you want to get in touch with us, you can do so through LinkedIn. Sameli Mäenpää, you find him on LinkedIn. Stefano Mosconi, you find as well myself on LinkedIn. Black Belt Consulting is our page, and I encourage you to go there, see what we are doing, and then engage with us in this discussion, because we are very, very interested in understanding how we all together can build a better situation for the market, for the companies here in Finland. And then, of course, we will look also at abroad, because we start in Finland, but then we also are looking at what's happening abroad. So thanks a lot.
Thank you.